Cardboard Playhouse is bringing Disney's Peter Pan Jr. to New Mexico starting tonight at the North 4th Theater. The show kicks off their 10th season, and in addition to wowing audiences, Peter Pan Jr. is helping one organization fulfill wishes at the same time. Here with us now is Doug Montoya, co-artistic director of Cardboard Playhouse. Doug, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
So first of all, let's talk about what the show is, Peter Pan Jr., and I understand you guys had a big event last night to help the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Yeah, that's right. We had decided when we were planning our 10th season that we wanted to do something different, something special, and so we decided that we would take our final dress rehearsal, our tech rehearsal, and sell tickets, and then donate all of those ticket sales to an organization, to a charitable organization. And being that Peter Pan was a story about making dreams come true, it was just a no-brainer for it to be the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and they're fantastic.
Yeah, they are. They do such great work for the kids across the country.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And last night, our event, we raised $600.
That's great.
And from what they told us, all of those funds stay here for the New Mexico children.
In the New Mexico Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Well, so tell us a little bit about this play. What's the story? I'm assuming, you know, obviously involved Peter Pan, Lost Boys, you know, things like that. So, but it's Peter Pan Jr.
Peter Pan Jr., I know the word junior tagged along there, and what that means is that when they adapted the Disney film, it's based on Disney's Peter Pan, they've adapted the music and the language and the length for younger audiences, so, and then younger performers as well. So the range that they're singing in is actually adapted for their voices.
Great, so it's really geared toward kids in a youth production. As we see here some great photos from the show. So, Cardboard Playhouse, you've been around now, we're entering into the 10th season. How many kids have you worked with over the years?
I would say that it's well over 1,000.
Really?
Yes. I might be exaggerating, maybe 800 to 1,000, somewhere along that.
That's still a lot of numbers.
It's a lot of kids.
Yeah.
And I remember our very first show that we did 10 years ago was at a cast of 7 kids. There were 7 kids, and this show that we're doing now has 37 children cast in it.
No kidding.
37.
Wow, that's great.
There were 40 roles, but we're just like, you know, we're just 37. We have a couple of kids playing dual parts and stuff like that.
Wow. So, you know, and one thing that I think is really cool about what Cardboard Playhouse does, the kids that are in your shows, it's not a tuition-based thing. They audition, they do, you know, they go through the process as, you know, an adult actor would do to do a regular show or a movie. And you guys really hold them to a high standard of production, and they rise to the occasion, don't they?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what we pride ourselves on being a tuition-free children's theater program. And but the thing is that we do hold them to those higher standards, and it just is amazing how you set the standards high, and they always rise to the occasion.
It's great.
Always. If you set the standards low, they'll meet those expectations as well. So we definitely let them know that we're not doing a children's play. That's what we talked about last night. We're not doing a kids' play. We're doing a play. And the audiences received it really well last night, and they were very proud of themselves.
That's great. Well, you know, in that, Doug, I think you're really imparting to these kids a lot of life lessons. You know, you're starting them early on certain responsibilities and, you know, teamwork. So what are some of the goals that you, and maybe some of these life lessons you want these young actors to take away from their experience and into other elements of their life?
Simply is that they're always auditioning. Always auditioning. Sometimes it's a little confusing for them because they think they came in, they did their audition, they sang their song, they read. But it's during the rehearsal process, during the performance, all the way up to the very last performance. I want them to understand they're always auditioning for the next show. A lot of these kids, they want to get into film and television, and I explain to them that when you're on a set, you are actually auditioning for the next part that you may become eligible for. If they like you, because if you're goofing off, if you're not focused, they're not going to waste their time on casting you again. It doesn't matter how good you are.
Right. And even if, you know, for kids that maybe are not, you know, they look into other things in life, we really, I mean, that's a good lesson regardless if you're going into finance, regardless if you're, you know, whatever it is, you're always auditioning. It's always bring pride into the work that you're doing now for work that you might be doing later.
Yes, absolutely.
That's great. Well, how can parents get their kids involved if they want to audition or want more information?
Well, you can go to our website, cardboard-playhouse.org. You can sign up for our email. There we list all of our auditions, and we'll send out information about our shows as well.
Fantastic. And there, folks, you see Disney's Peter Pan Jr. opening tonight, running through the 16th, Fridays at 7, Saturdays at 2 and 7, Sundays at 2 p.m. at the North 4th Theater, which is on 4th. And what is across street there? There's a Walgreens right near
Griegos.
4th
Yes.
and Griegos. A beautiful theater if you have not gone there.
Fantastic.
We will also have links on our website at krqe.com under the CASA tab. Doug, tell the kids to break legs, have fun.